Howdy friends, this is PelicanMan here bringing you another Death and Taxes video in Modern. So normally I play 60 card mono white Yorion and Arbiter taxes. So today I'm actually going to do the unthinkable and finally test Yorion on the channel. I have tested it in paper a bit, but I thought it would do well to actually, you know, do it in a video so that you guys can see kind of what my 80 card list would look like and how it plays out. So we've added 20 more cards to the main deck, so let's go over the changes we've made there. First off, we've added a third Cave of the Frost Dragon to the mana base. Because we're going to end up with a lot of basic planes here, we just want some more non-basic white sources. So we've got one of our Ganja Castle as well. We've still got our one of Flagstones. We've got our 4 Ghost Quarters. And normally we'd have 8 colorless lands. Instead, we've upgraded to 12. So we've also got the full 4 Field of Ruin and the full 4 Mishra's Factory, where normally we'd have a 2-2 split there currently. We've also gone back up to a 4th Canopy land in this list. Now they're up to 32 lands. And the 32nd land actually is this Emiria's Call we've got hanging out in the spell section over here. So I'm not a huge fan of this one generally, although now that I've acquired one for this video, I will be testing it in 60 card. It's a land that hurts you, which is fine for when you need it, but the nice thing is that it's also a white card technically, so you can pitch it to Solitude. So because we're running the 80 card, I will test one of those today as well. Going over to our 1-drops, as normal, we've got our 4 Vial, 4 Giver of Runes. I've got the full 4 Path to Exile, where recently I've been trimming some copies here and there in the 60 card. And normally, because I run Arbiter, I don't get to run Esper Sentinel, so this is for actually running the full 4 Esper Sentinel as well. As usual, we've got our Leonid Arbiters, our Stoneforge Mystics, and our Thalias. Going up to 80 card, the one slot that's kind of the weird slot that I filled out is actually running 4 Charming Prince. This is a card I've tested a tiny bit in taxes when it first came out. The reason that I'm most interested in testing it in this list is because of how it interacts with Yorion. So Yorion can blink as much of our board away as we want, then comes back, then brings it all back. If Charming Prince is one of those cards, when Charming Prince comes back, it can flicker Yorion again, which can then flicker a bunch of our board again and constantly reuse those ETB triggers. So I think it's worth dedicating a playset of slots to the Charming Prince just to kind of test that interaction, because otherwise I feel like Yorion's not like crazy powerful in this deck, you know, not as powerful as like the 4-color Blink decks or the Omnath decks or the Elemental base decks. So I think adding Charming Prince have a bit more value out of our Yorion's nice. 4 Flickwisp as usual. We've got the full 4 Skyclave Apparition. Again, this is a card I've been trimming recently in the 60 card list. Basically I've been running 10 removal slots where there's, you know, here we've got 12, we've got 4 Path, 4 Skyclave, and of course the 4 Solitude. So running 80 card, I've gone up to, the full playsets of all of those. And then lastly in the main deck, we've got our equipment suite. We've got our Keldra Complete, as usual. Batterskull, again, kind of a mainstay for me at the moment. More the Skyclaves. This is the contention, right? So we've got sort of Fire and Ice as well. A lot of lists kind of seem to be leaning one way or the other with more the Skyclave or sort of Fire and Ice. I firmly lean in the camp of more the Skyclaves, but I think running 80 card, we do free up a slot to also run the sort of Fire and Ice, so that's what we're going to be running with today for our equipment package. Now, going to the sideboard, compared to my usual sideboards, what I've chosen to do here is actually cut Rest in Peace entirely. It's kind of, it and Phyrexian Revoker kind of flex slots that I've settled into being those 2 cards recently. Being 80 card, the sideboard slots are kind of harder to make important, so you know, I've made sure to dedicate 3 slots to the Drannith Magistrate, which I normally float between 2 and 3. Same with Rally Quarter, normally floats between 2 and 3. On the full 3 today. Recently I've even been turning the 3rd one into a 1-up Kataki just for an improvement in the Affinity and Hammer matchups kind of. But today we're on 3 Rally Quarter because the 1-up Kataki is going to be impossible to find in this 80 card mono white list. Obviously if we were running red, we would have access to Imperial Recruit and that would be a different story. Still just running 2 Bone and Forge Tenders because I think the matchups which are relevant, like the Fury matchups and the Ragavan matchups, mostly the Ragavan side really, is improved by having more kind of 1-drops to fight it. But also, the other change we've made is going up to a full 4 Sanctifier in deck. So we've taken Rest in Peace out to a kind of, you know, make up for that by having 4 here. And, you know, staying at 2 Bone and Forge Tender, but having 4 Sanctifier, so they're still good in the matchups where Forge Tender is going to be good. And just, I think the matchups where we needed are kind of tougher matchups, and having the consistency and having 4 is going to, it's going to be the same consistency as having 3 would do in a 60 card list. So I like those numbers. And then, yeah, we've still got the 2 Phyrexian Revokers. These are pretty flexible. I could run something else instead, but I'm pretty happy to sound Revoker for like mostly the Eldrazi Tron matchup, which seems to come up a lot on Magic Online. I don't know, but that matchup, because of things like Khan the Great Creator and stuff, is very tough without the Revoker. So I'm really keen on leaving these 2 slots alone. Otherwise, I could see something like Aven Mind Sensor, so the matchups where the Arbiter effect's relevant, you can really lean heavy into it. But this is what I'm going to try with today. And of course, obviously, the 15th slot is Yorion the Sky Nomad. So with all that, let's get into game number 1 of our league. Alrighty, found an opponent for match number 1. We've lost the die roll, so we're going to be on the draw here. This is something new, revealing my companion here. And our opponent reveals Lurrus. So we've got a 1-lander, so that's not ideal. We will mulligan that. Our opponent's also mulligan, which is nice. This hand's good, we can keep this. I'm going to bottom a Skyclave. We get a nice curve of turn 2 Thalia into turn 3 Arbiter plus Ghost Quarter if we want to, or potentially a turn 3 Skyclave. This hand does look a little mopey, but I just have to hope that Ghost Quarter and Field of Ruin are relevant here, which in Lurrus matchups may be a bit of an ask. But I think the potential to punish them is better than having 2 Skyclaves. I think Thalia is going to do some work, potentially. Alright, our opponent keeps their 6. So let's bottom a Skyclave. Alright, Wooded Foothills from the opponent. They're fetching straight away for a basic mountain into a Goblin Guide. Okay, so this is Burn with Lurrus. Very interesting. Makes me less keen on the other. We do find a Mishra's Factory, which is cool. Sword of Fire and Ice is actually also very cool. It'd be nice if we had something to do on turn 1, but we don't, so just going to play the Plains and pass. Something probably worth mentioning, I'm running Snow-Covered Plains in this list. I don't know why. When I put this list together, I swear it was the same as my 60 card list, but for some reason I swapped the Plains to Snow-Covered Plains with literally no reason, so take that for what you will. Okay, our opponent's played a Goblin Guide, a Swift Spear, attacked, revealed a Keldra. I guess I'm gonna leave Factory here. It's all kind of the same, I think. Play out the Thalia. This might force them to spend their entire turn removing it. And if they don't, we get to eat a Goblin Guide, which is cool. Alright, the opponent is Lightning Bolting at Thalia. This game's probably going to be over very soon now. I think, yeah, I'm going to 7 here. I'm very close to dead. Reveals Giver Runes, okay. So, I don't know if there's any real good way to turn this game around. I think my best bet is to play out the Arbiter. Hope they don't have a burn. So they've got 1 card left in hand, so that's promising. Let's hope that they have no other white source and that they're stuck with white cards in hand. I am just going to trade this Arbiter for a Goblin Guide here. If they give me the choice. They're hitting me. Oh, I'm just dead anyway. That's fine. That's fine. That puts me down to 4, and then they get to attack for 6, and I block 1 and die. That's fine. Okay, so 2 Burden Forge Tenders definitely coming in. 4 Saint's Fire in the back definitely coming in. Relic Water's interesting for along the Great Revel if they happen to be running it, but they're a burn deck at heart, so I'm not really interested in doing nonsense like this. I am going to leave Keldra in alongside Batterskull, mostly because the Indestructible means that it's a really good blocker if that's what I happen to need. Fire Ice is obviously good because they're a red deck. Maul pitches to Solitude. What don't I want? I think Skyclave maybe is not great. Oh, I have Charming Princes. They're fantastic. Arbiter's not at their best. I want to play, so there's a chance I get to punish them with Arbiter. Especel's really good. I actually don't hate Path. I think I want to leave in some number of Skyclaves. I actually think this is a matchup where it's kind of fine to Path on turn 1. Also, they have Lurrus. Yeah, maybe I'm just not interested in trying to cheese them with Arbiter. And then I'm probably just trimming 2 Skyclaves. I kind of like leaving some in for Vile stuff, for taking out Lurrus. Because I think, yeah, I'd just rather have Path. I think I'm honestly okay with ramping them on like turn 2 of the Path if it gets rid of a Swift Spear or whatever. Alright, let's play first. Reveal the Yorion. Turn 1 Forge Tender, turn 2 Charming Prince. I think that's just fine. Something I should have mentioned, the reason I didn't really think about cutting Flick Wisp, it's mostly to do with the fact that mostly to do with the fact that I love Flick Wisp, but also I realized that because Charming Prince is pretty good here, I think that means that Flick Wisping it's going to be really, really good. Interestingly, they haven't revealed Lurus for game 2, so what does that mean? They brought in a 3-drop? Very interesting. What could Burn be bringing in that turns off Lurus? Yeah, we'll block opponent, that's fine. Don't know what they were trying to do there. Is there any value to like playing out the Ghost Quarter and stuff? Not really. Yeah, I'm just gonna play Plains, Charming Prince, game 3. Alright, so we're on 23 with a pro-red creature in play, and next turn we're gonna take our opponent's white source away. I think that's pretty good. Alright, our opponent fetches up a basic mountain. They just pass back. Okay, I think I'm gonna wait for them to try and use this Inspiring Vantage, I guess. Or if I do it now, it forces them to do something. So I think they're holding up something. So maybe if they do nothing, I get to attack. I probably just don't get to attack though, do I? Am I better waiting for a Canopy land? I think I'm just going to buy Yorion here. Seems fine, we're definitely going to cast it this game. So we're going to got probably removed for the Charming Prince, I guess. Okay, just 4 damage to me, that's fine. I really don't know why my opponent didn't reveal their Lurus. Path my Forge Tender. Alright, I'm just going to prevent all damage that Monastery Swiftspear would deal this turn. That was probably worth letting him... No, I think this is fine. They've got a Searing Blaze for my Charming Prince and for my face. That's fine. Oh, we drew another Mistress Factory. That's irrelevant. I'm just going to pop this Sunbaked Canyon. Just to take them off that draw. I could take them off with the Ghost Quarter, but I think I just want to get the Yorion down. Force them to play multiple removal spells into that. Hasn't been a great draw. We kept a 5-lander and have drawn nothing but lands. So I'm literally Googling burn lists, and I can't see any reason for them to not reveal their companion. I'm not going to bother animating Factory here. I'll just let them hit me. They have to have literally no spells for my Factory to do anything relevant here. Most because it has Something Sickness, so I can't even tap it to make it a 3-3. I think the second Factory down would be more interesting, but I still think I'd rather just play Yorion. They have nothing? Okay. Ooh, Flicker Wisp. Yeah, it's just another Mistress Factory and Yorion for no value. I think that's fine. Just make them deal with a 4-5. Yeah, I'm not going to look too much, but I can't find any burn lists with any, like, 3-mana permanents in their sideboard. I can't even find any with any 3-mana spells in their sideboard, except, like, I guess Wear Tear. So I have to assume they just misclicked on their Lurus. Drawing a card? What is in their hand? This is crazy. Kind of glad I took down that first Sunbaked Canyon then. So next turn I have the option to hold up activating Cave of the Frost Dragon, or I can play Flick Wisp and hold up Factory. They don't attack. Ooh, Valley is cool. Valley is very cool. I need to start turning the corner. I'm just... Cave of the Frost Dragon is what, 3-4? That's pretty good. So come on, I can play Thalia and Flick Wisp. I can flicker like a Factory and use Factory to block. Okay, I think I'm just attacking with the Yorion here. Maybe I meant to try and get more of a clock down, but I think like getting these 2 down this turn is kind of getting the most clock down, isn't it? Yeah. Do I flick a Yorion? What does that do? Just flickers the Flicker Wisp? I suppose it untaps the Flicker Wisp and lets it block. It untaps the Yorion and lets it block. That's probably better than using a Factory to block. And yeah, I'm just going to flicker this Flicker Wisp, because why not? There's no reason to leave it out, like I don't exactly want to block with it. Lightning Bolt on the Thalia, sure. It's a Lightning Bolt that is not coming at me. I'm totally okay with that. It'd be nice to draw like a Batterskull here, or even another Charming Prince. Okay, they're going to get in with one of these Swiftspears if they want to. Nope, just chilling back. Just going to take out their Inspiring Vantage, make them use their white mana now if they want to. Alright, I think the plan is here to just hit them for 7 in the air, hold up 2 factories. This is lethal over 2 turns. I think I'm willing to just Ghost Quarter this white source, probably. They're just drawing a card again. I'm just going to destroy their white source now. Could also animate Cave of the Frost Dragon. Maybe I just want to animate Cave of the Frost Dragon next turn to make sure that I have lethal. I wasn't sure how priority worked there. I wasn't sure if I'd get to take out the advantage in end set, which I don't think I would have if they hadn't popped the Fiery Islet. So that's why I'd set an upkeep stop. Oh, they found a white source. They're shocking it in. Okay, so If I animate both factories and they kill both, I can't animate Cave of the Frost Dragon. I'm on 12 though. What if I just animate Cave of the Frost Dragon? 2, 5. It's a better. I'm just gonna animate one factory. See what happens. They have like Searing Blaze, Smash to Smithereens. Okay, so I animate the other Mistress factory now. Give it +1/+1. Maybe they just have a handful of Smash Smithereens. Maybe that's what I was missing. Maybe that's why their hand was so garbage. If I have another smash to Smithereens here, I'm just dead. So maybe animating was wrong. It's 2-3, sure. Alright, they concede. Okay, I think I misplayed there. I think I was meant to not animate the Mistress Factory. Once I realized that the Smash Smithereens was probably dead in their hand the whole game, animating the other Mistress Factory to put another artifact into play was almost definitely a misplay. Are there any changes I want to make? I don't think so. Yes, I think animating Cave of the Frost Dragon was better with that knowledge. So, despite how the game went, I think my opponent's likely to leave in Smash Smithereens, so I'm probably now going to play around it if I can. I mean, I'm still going to play Aethervile if I get it. I'm still going to play my equipment if I get it, but maybe if I get that option again, I'll animate the Cave of the Frost Dragon instead. I think the other thing is realizing that I had Cave of the Frost Dragon. Maybe that was a reason to leave Liquid back and force them to interact with that as well. Okay, it must have been a misclick because they revealed their Lurrus this time. Okay. This hand has a lot of upside. It's a one-lander. But we have Giver Runes, Esper Sentinel, Stoneforge, Charming Prince, Solitude. Even Skyclay's fun. Like, I just need to hit lands. So I think I'm going to keep... Mostly because of the fact that I have this Solitude, you know? If it was a one-lander without this free spell, it's a good chance I wouldn't keep. I think I have to lead turn 1 Esper Sentinel in the hopes that they let us draw a card. Unless this is like Goblin Guardian finds us a land. Come on, buddy. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is going to be a turn 1 Giver of Runes then. It's going to be a turn 1 Burned and Forge 10 then. Into turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, find Keldra? We're going to find Keldra or Batterskull? Because I've got Fortune that can only prevent damage. It's tough. Alright, my opponent's got some stuff. I think I'm going to Solitude here. I probably should have Solituded last turn, actually. I don't even know why I didn't even consider it. Okay. Show me potato salad. Oh my goodness. Alright. It's free real estate, baby. Okay, block 1. Okay. Solitude, pitch, Skyclave, Apparition. Just for what it's worth, in case you have like Flickwisp or whatever, evoke trigger on the stack first, then the kill ability, so we get to go like, let this resolve, that's gone, and now we can respond to the evoke trigger. Just some education for you. Wow. Nice Goblin Guards opponent. So I think, do I just play 2 1-drops here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can play, well, play Cave of Frost, right? So yeah, anything I play, I'm not going to have to discard the hand size. If I play 2 1-drops, yeah, that chokes them real nice, doesn't it? Forces them to like deal with the Giver, but also deal with the Esper Sentinel. I think playing 1-drop Tribal here is going to be our path to victory. We can even potentially use the Forge Center to protect the Giver. Yeah, this is the stuff. Opponent plays Wooded Foothills, fetches for probably Sacred Foundry. Yep. What is this? Buying Lurrus. Okay. It's a choice. Yeah, I'm just playing Stoneforge here. Because I have Charming Prince, I think I'm just getting Keldra. I should have played Mistress Factory. I don't think it's going to matter. Ooh, I'm getting Keldra, and then I can flicker the Stoneforge with the Charming Prince. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Keldra. Their opponent can't even do anything with Lurrus, can they? No. Because I exiled their Goblin Guide like a smart boy. We win the match. Hell yeah. So, anyone who watched the last league, Burn was kind of a jerk to us. And, I mean, Aggro Red Deck's kind of been a joke to us recently. To the point where I should probably be running Auriok Champion on my board again. But that was real nice. Real nice. Like, I mean, we shouldn't get to do this in 80 card, but like, getting all of our 1-drops out, it was just insane. Alright, let's get on to match number 2. We lost the die roll again for match number 2. Our opponent has chosen the play. Fair enough. We'll reveal a Yorion, they will reveal a Lurrus. We have an Aethervile hand. Yeah. If they Thoughtseize, it's pretty bad. But if we mulligan and they Thought Seizes, it's also pretty bad. So we're going to keep... If they Thought Seizes, we're just going to rip a Plains off the top and be fine. And is this burn again? It's another Goblin Guide. Alright. Let's see if it was just a fluke last game or if we're actually lit. So they saw the Batterskull. That's not very pog champ. Play an Aether Vial. Pass the turn. Hope we draw a white source so we can play this Thalia next turn. Do I Ghost Quarter myself to ensure this Thalia comes down next turn? Or do I wait to Violet in so that the Giver can protect it? They Rift Bolted. Okay. I think this stupid Goblin Guy attacking is a reason to just Ghost Quarter myself to play a Thalia. And I'm drawing a Stoneforge. Yeah, I think I'm definitely Ghost Quartering myself here. Okay. Aether Vial, go on the stack. Yes. Ghost Quarter. So we will tap the first Ghost Quarter for a mana. We will use the second Ghost Quarter to eat the first Ghost Quarter. Our opponent is in the tank. Yes, we'll use Ghost Quarter's ability. That would be a poor misclick. We'll get a Snow-Covered Plains. We will cast a Thalia. Bam! What are you doing with that one mana you got open, opponent? Because you got to do something now. Probably bolting me. Also, this Rift Bolt's... Okay, they're bolting me. This Rift Bolt's going to cost them a whole nother mana, so that's cool. Nice thing is we get to untap with the Giver Runes in play and Violent Stoneforge, which is pretty cool. They're probably going to pay one and yet donk the Thalia. That's fair enough. This Goblin Guide's going to get to attack once again. Oh, the Swift Spear. Isn't that cool? I mean, I could violently Giver and, like, try to Stonewall this thing. They do have a mana open. They're thinking about something. I mean, I think this Stoneforge is hopefully going to come down quickly enough to get us out of trouble here. If I draw a land, I can play the Charming Prince as well, which would be awesome. Come on, show me a land. Goblin Guide, I thought we were friends. Yeah, I'm just going to take 3. They've got 2 cards in here. I think I can afford the time to get this Stoneforge in. Ooh, we get to untap with the Giver of Runes. Hell yeah. Yes, we'll take away the Vial. There's the Stoneforge we knew about and are sad about. I think we just pass turn here. I do need a land for this Stoneforge to be relevant, so hopefully this Goblin Guide attacks, and if it's not a land, then we Vial in the Stoneforge to shuffle and hope that we get a land after that. Okay, they've got 2 cards in hand. If that's double burn spell, then that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is lethal. But if they have 2 burn spells, can I win anyway? Because, I mean, because I have 2 Stoneforges, am I meant to just, like, Violent a Stoneforge and block here? I suppose I can let Goblin Guide resolve first. We found a Plains. They have 2 burn spells. Then I'm dead. I mean, they can play the first burn spell at nothing. If I block the Stoneforge, I'm in so much trouble. What if I play the Charming Prince? What if I play the Charming Prince? If I play the Charming Prince, gain 3, eat the Goblin Guide. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's do that. Because then they can't do anything because we've got the Giver. We will indeed use Aether Vial's ability. We'll get Charming Prince into play. We will gain 3 life. We will block Goblin Guide, offer the trade. And we only take 1. Okay. I mean, they knew about the Stoneforge, so they're probably going to be pretty suspicious of us there. We are going to tick up because we do have Flicker Wisp. And we can just hardcast these Stoneforges now. Right? Is that what I do? Or do I leave it on... No, it's fine. Whatever. Tick up. Oh, baby, a Caldra. Hardcast a Stoneforge. I suppose at this point we just get Sword of Fire and Ice. That seems fine. I think this Giver of Runes is giving them a lot of grief. That's what she's given, not runes. Grief. We will not attack with our Giver of Runes. Drawing a card with Sunbaked Canyon is a good sign for us. I think that's another thing to consider, is that, like, our last burn match, and even in this game currently, they've drawn a lot off their canopy lands, so that implies they're not getting the most radical of draws. But that's it, they haven't bought Lurrus yet. Swifty, okay. Cracking Tarn. Getting in with both. Okay. Let's activate the Vial here. Again, we just want to leave our board alone, so if these 2 cards are burn spells, they have to throw out Stoneforge, then we protect the gift, they have to throw out Stoneforge again, then we just get to, like, untap and play another Stoneforge, which is kind of fine. So here we're going to threaten their attacks, which we probably don't need to because we're at 12, but Whatever. Potentially a misplay, but we will make that Swift Spear go away, and then we will block this Swift Spear. Oof, our opponent lets the trade happen. That's really good for us. What is your hand, opponent? Searing Blaze the Giver. Sure, we'll give the Stoneforge Pro-Red in response, which they might have an answer to, but that forces them to do it here. If only you were your mother. That'd be nice. If they have the other burn spell here, we're in trouble a little, because our hand kind of sucks. They'll let that happen. Real good for us. Their Swift Spear comes back, we don't care. We're just going to leave the Vial on 3 here, because if I draw a Solitude, I can just pitch this other Stoneforge to it. And otherwise I could draw only 3 drops. That'd be rad. But here we're just going to have to hang out, I guess. We're going to put the Batterskull into place, so we're not going to do it here. Our opponent won't have any main deck answers to the Batterskull unless they throw a double burn spell at it. But I think if it gets to gain its 4 life at any point, we're very far ahead, and then the Caldra is just going to take the game. I think the fact we've got Sword of Fire on us might also confuse our opponent, because they almost definitely would have expected to see a Batterskull there. Maybe that just telegraphs that we have the Batterskull already. Swift is not a great draw for our opponent. It also means this Batterskull is 99.9% getting to block here if they attack. Like, they won't be able to deal with the gem. They might be able to, like, trade a Swift Spear for a gem, but we still get to gain 4 life then. They hang back. Very smart opponent. I mean, we're still going to drop a Batterskull into play, and we're still going to attack with it, but we're also going to attack the Caldra, so that's pretty rad. I'm just going to hold to this Giver, so this is what we can pitch to a Solitude if we ever draw one. Oh, Charming Prince. That's pretty game-ending. Not that we're going to do it here. The Caldra is going to be just as good. Pew pew. This has got to get a concession, surely. No? Pew pew. I could have held Caldra back, but I think us gaining 4 means we don't need to. What is this? Skullcrack. It's fine. The Batterskull still gets a block and gain 4, so they can't exactly have 2 burn spells. Oh, they can double block. That's gross. That's gross. Yeah, we might be in trouble now. So, I mean, they have that exactly Boros Charm to kill us here. It'd be very funny for me to get punished for attacking with that Caldra there. Main deck Skullcrack was kind of exactly what they needed there. Alright, opponent. I ain't doing nothing about it. Just hit me for 1? Okay. What's in your hand? Flying Lurus? Yep. And exiling a Rift Bolt. Okay. Yet again, we're going to leave this Vial on 3. It'd be cool if we ever found a 3-drop to Vial, and we only have like 8 of them. More 2-drops. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. It'd be nice if we could draw lands as well, so I could, like, you know, drop this sword and equip it or something. So we're going to go up to 8. I think I can still attack with this Caldra. And the Stoneforge, that's like lethal in 2 turns. Gain 3. Get in. If they have a haste creature, they could punish us here, but whatever. I think I just need this game to end. I mean, yeah, they have the Rift Bolts. They can kill the Charming Prince, but then they've just got Lurus in hand. Lurus buying back a Swift Spear. That takes all their mana. Rift Bolt my head. Okay. Charming Prince is willing to be on chump blocking duty. I mean, the Violent Throw is not doing anything for us, but at least potentially, like, if they have a removal spell here and they try and remove the Charming Prince and I flicker, this what blows them out. So it might make them play differently. Maybe it means they attack and let us block to see what we're up to. Potentially. They're certainly thinking. Okay. Lurus. Surely not Goblin Guide. Well, I suppose Swift Spear is not a good attacker here either. It is Goblin Guide. Okay, I'll trade with a Goblin Guide. Show me land. Hell yeah. Okay. Trade with a Goblin Guide. What do we draw? What do we draw? No, don't take up the Vial. Another out. Come on. Okay, Run 3? Any burn spell murders us? Yeah, I think that doesn't really give us good options then. I think we just play out 2 bodies. Attack with both, they just eat the Stoneforge, so we're just gonna get in with Caldra. This definitely makes them dead next turn, so they have to, like, rip a bolt right now. So either they had to draw a bolt last turn or draw one this turn. Like, any 3 damage burn spell gets us. Any burn spell gets us. Creatures don't scare us. I suppose Searing Blaze doesn't get us unless they also hit land. Oh, there's land. It's a redraw. Surely they'd be ripping. Oh my god, they just have it? Okay. Gross. Very close game 1. I probably could have navigated that better, Maybe I'm just meant to leave Batterskull back to block, but Skullcrack still gets it. I think just not attacking with Keldor is probably the play to keep them from attacking. Either way, we bring in our 6 pro red creatures. What did we decide? Cutting Skyclaves and Arbiters? Everything else seems good. I mean, I don't love this, but whatever. It could be a tap land, I suppose. I don't really want to go down on land. I don't exactly want to leave any of these in anyway. That's fine. Alright, we get to be on the play. I mean, that's the other thing. We've lost the die roll to burn twice. That's kind of going to give us the roughest time of it. Turn 1 S%, turn 2 Thalia. Yeah, sure. I'm not in love with it, but it'll do. Mostly means, like, we're not going to block on turn 1, but on turn 2, our Thalia is going to be out, and like, it's going to be very hard for them to remove the Thalia and attack into us. Suspend Rift Bolt. Okay. Well, you're probably still not going to have a rad time with that Thalia. So that means you have to pay 1 in your upkeep in order to cast it, and you have to let us draw off the S% if you do. Oh yeah. Drawing Giver of Runes isn't the worst. That must mean they have no other 1-mana burn spells, otherwise surely they deal with this here. Does that mean that I Field of Ruin the Sunbaked Canyon? So if I do, and they have a 2-mana spell to get to flow mana and then cast it, or what else could I do? I could Flicker Wisp for basically no value. Let's get in. They do have a 1-mana remove spell and they want to let us draw a card here, that's fine. They don't. Maybe I should have attacked with Factory, actually. Maybe that was the line. Just start getting them. I think I want to get Giver of Runes into play. What could they have? They have to have 2-mana spells. They have to. What can I do, though? I don't really have great options. Maybe it's just play Flicker Wisp. Flicker nothing? I don't even know. Maybe just play Giver and hold up, like, Mistress Factory and Path. That's probably fine. How do I find out if you want to play this turn, buddy? Whatever. Giver of Runes it is. Searing Blaze. Giver? Do I just path my Giver? Kind of want to path my Giver. So, what does that do? That gets us a 5-mana next turn, so I can play Flick Wisp and animate Factory. Can activate Field of Ruin and Factory. Do they let us draw? Probably not. They let us draw? Oh, I'm straight up pathing now that we drew the Batterskull. Hell yeah. I mean, they clearly have no creatures. Alright. They still deal us 3 because it does target the creature and us, so wasn't trying to prevent that. I was trying to get to 5 mana for this puppy. Whoa! That's not very nice. I mean, they're down to 4 cards and I'm on 17, so it's... I suppose it's whatever anyway. Let's get Batterskull. Batterskull. Here's where opponent chose the Smash Smithereens they boarded in, and I feel sad. Maybe Path. Path my Germ so I can Flick Wisp my Batterskull. I'm okay with that line, opponent, if you want to do that. Or Rift Bolt? Okay. What else you got? I can beat Rift Bolt. Weird. Is that all you have? Here's the question. Do I play and equip Sword of Fire and Ice? Is that too loose? That's probably too loose. Let's play Field of Ruin, I suppose. I'm not animating a Factory here because I don't know what our opponent is up to there. I don't trust it. I get to hit them. What is my opponent doing? What have they got? Geez, I really want to Field of Ruin them. So if they like draw a card, I get to Field of Ruin them. Yeah. If I Flick Wisp them, they probably try and crack in response. Which means I get to kill the other one. Maybe that's really good. That's probably really good, right? I don't know. Suppose we're leaving out Factory. I suppose I hit the White Source. I definitely want to kill the White Source, right? So does that mean I blink the other one? How does this work? I try and blink the White Source, they just choose to float mana, they'll get to keep it. So I suppose I Flick Wisp the not White Source so that no matter what happens, I get to kill this. Okay, floating, sure. I would like to move to the next phase. Boros Charm me in the head. Okay. In response, kill this. So that's the other thing they could have done. But I don't think it matters because they were going to do that anyway. I made them pay 2 life to do it. Otherwise they would have just lost the land. But now they've got no white sources. They can play another 2-mana spell here, but I'm on 17. Okay. It's probably one of the better things they could have. Rift Bolt. Is this going to hit my Batterskull? And then is there another burn spell that's going to finish my Batterskull? Because that's kind of what you need. Ooh, it is going for the Batterskull. They're drawing a card. Cool, cool. Lightning Bolt the Batterskull. Sure, I'm on 14 still. Okay, so we've got 7 mana. Okay, so I'm gonna buy Yorion. Buying Yorion. Cool, cool. And I'm going to flicker my Batterskull. They might have brought in paths, so it might have been worth leaving. It was probably worth leaving the factory open, but like they haven't played any creatures, so I don't think it matters. We get a new germ, baby. Worth noting, our opponent does have white mana again, but us choking them on white mana is making it harder for them to be able to cast this Lurrus if they ever decide to buy it. And obviously, if they do choose to murder kill our germ again, we get to Yorion to flicker the Batterskull. I think from now, if I can, I might just leave the 3 mana open to bounce our Batterskull to protect from Smash the Smithereens. Oh, Sanctifier Invex, interesting. Interesting choice to bring in here, opponent, when you're a Lurrus deck that's mono red. So they're on 5, so if they can't kill this Flickwisp, I just win, right? Or I can attack with Flickwisp and Mistress. No, let's just play this. Flip this. You cannot block. Pew pew. Awesome. That ended up pretty easy. I think maybe it's just a case that they overboard against us in this matchup. I don't know. We're going to run it back. Sanctify changes nothing. Like, Sanctify gets to block germs for days. That is literally all it does in this matchup. Maybe they're, I don't know, maybe they're expecting Fury. I don't know, but as far as germs, like, Keldra still tramples over for 3, and Batterskull will still gain 4 life. Right? Maybe Batterskull wouldn't gain 4. Maybe that will smart our opponent. I don't know. Either way, they died. Hand has Burden Forge Tender and a bunch of stinky garbage. Is Burden Forge Tender good enough? We're on the draw, so we get to draw cards. The hand's full of burn, we're dead as hell, but I don't know what the bud is here. I don't know what the upside is. But also, I don't know what we're mulliganing towards if we're not happy with Burrendon. So I think we just keep. Alright, they keep their 7 as well. Alright, Goblin Guide. Stoneforge, that's a good pickup. It's going to be a nice turn 2 play to follow up from this Burrendon. Why did I not just play Cave of the Frost Dragon? Oh, that was a slight misplay. I don't think it'll matter. I don't know if there's any punishes here except for literally another Cave of the Frost Dragon, which we do have 3 total, so that could happen. Okay. It doesn't do much to us. I was going to say it does nothing, but it doesn't do nothing. So they can pay a red to keep us from gaining life. I don't know that that makes Batterskull that bad. Or do we just get Maul, so this Keldra just, like, punks them real hard? Do we get Sword of Fire and Ice? I think it's probably just Maul. Yeah, let's just get Maul. I think we're just going to try and kill them. Because next time we can drop Keldra... Oh, and they're just going to be dead in pretty quick succession, this Keldra with this Maul. This is... Even if they have another kill spell for our Stoneforge, they're going to hit us for 3 of the Searing Blaze as well, so we at least get to prevent that still. Okay. Give Runes. That's gotta be one of the best cards we can draw here. I suppose Esper Sentinel might be better. They probably... Maybe they just help mana because they expect me to battle. Oh no, it's still just right to kill the Stoneforge if they can. But if they do that, they're not killing me. Okay. Do I just want to play the Giver out here? I think I just want to play Flicker Wisp. It's not blocking Goblin Guide. So our options are literally between casting Flicker Wisp or casting Giver. I mean, technically we can cast Maul, but there's no way that's the right line. They've spent so much burn on me that I think I can cast Flicker Wisp. No, maybe that's still a reason. I'm going to cast Giver, because this forces them to throw more burn at my creatures, and this way I get to play a Myria's Call tapped. I mean, this Vortex is slowly ticking us both down, but I think I can win this race. Ooh, a land. Actually, not the worst land either. This might actually be relevant in this game to protect Yorion from a burn spell. Ooh, Lava Spike, okay. Redraw Plains. Play the land our opponent knows about. Yeah, I'm just going to play Flicker Wisp here. Maybe we can just race our opponent now. What do I want to flicker? Let's just look at their Rolling Vortex for what it's worth. This might force them to activate it? I don't know. Okay. That kind of tells me that their hand's full of a bunch of doo-doo garbage. And it's back, baby! How do I win from here? I think it's just by playing Maul and the Flicker Wisp next turn. Do I let the Goblin Guide hit me? They're just not even going to attack? Okay. Ooh, another Giver. That's not bad. Would be nice to buy Yorion here, but it's not actually that good. Alright, Maul and the Flicker Wisp. Attack! Unfortunately, still only got 3 toughness, so he is vulnerable to lightning bolts. Oh, opponent. That's not cool. Still hit you for 3. I am dead 23 mana burn spell though, because this is going to put me down to 3 next turn. So how do I kill them across these turns? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can attack with Cave next turn. Yeah, so I play Giver of Runes, and next turn I attack with Cave. So I have to hope they don't. So this is the same as game 1, where I just have to pray that they don't find a lightning bolt. Like any lightning bolt. Any burn spell. Oh, they had it. They even had the Boros Charm to kill me right then and there. Okay. So 1-1 against Burn on the day. Let's get into match number 3. Alrighty. Match number 3. On the draw yet again. Definitely worth noting we would have beaten Burn if we're on the play. Our opponent does not have a companion. This is tough. I really love Esper Sentinel, but we're on the draw. So I think it's okay to mulligan. Flickers are kind of a lot weaker without Vile. I think if we were on the play, I would keep this just for the power of turn 1 Sentinel, and like double Flick is actually not too bad against Vile, but not. Like, this makes me think that maybe they're on like Tron or something. They mulligan to 6 as well. Yeah, we're going to mulligan. This hand is decidedly worse. They keep 6. I don't know that I can keep this without a white source. I think I have to mulligan. Okay, we keep this. Do I just bottom 2 Skyclaves? I don't even know that I can afford to Solitude. There might be a deck that kind of forces us to Solitude. Let's kind of go in the middle and bottom Flickwisp and Skyclave. Because I think even if Skyclave's good, it's still like very vulnerable. Okay, just Wooded Foothills from our opponent. Draw Irrelevant. Play a Giver and pass it back. Opponent fetches. This might tell us what they're on. The Sacred Foundry. And Lightning Bolt the Giver. Okay. Is this Burn again? Okay, Stomping Ground. They're Stomping Ground tapped. What did you keep, opponent? Just play a Factory and pass back, I guess. They're going to be like a Ferris Rockrick Zoo deck? Okay, maybe. Teferi the Time Raveler wisely ticks up. So is this the 4-color Blink deck? I hate that deck. Oh, Sword of Fire and Ice is cool. Let's just Skyclave away this Teferi. Interesting why they would get Sacred Founder if they're Wooded Foothills. If they had Stormy. I suppose they had to get like a red or a green source that had a red-green shock in hand, so that's probably fine. Pass back to our opponent. I'm going to try and not animate this factory and get it killed so that I can maybe hardcast this Solitude, which could be pretty relevant this game. I mean, I'm probably just dropping this Sword of Fire and Ice next turn. Well, they can't be 4-color. Well, they can be, but like they didn't reveal Yorion, so okay, they get Telgo. So they're like 4-color blacklists. Oh, is this Omnath? Utopia Sprawl? Okay. This could still be Omnath, just with an extra step. Yep, there he is. Show me a white card off the top, please. I will happily pitch cast this Solitude right now. Or I play Flickwisp, Flicker the Skyclave. Take this, give them a 3/3. Think I like that. Saves the Solitude for later. I mean, I'm not chuffed about giving them a 3/3, but I'd rather that than them having this Omnath. Get out of here. There was definitely still the line to pitch that Flickwisp to our Solitude. The fact that we mulligan to 5 and our opponent mulligan to 6 means I think the card advantage is relevant here. Because there's a good chance we still get to cast this Solitude. Oh, Fury. That's not cool. Well, let's hope I can draw a land so I can Solitude this Fury. If not, I guess I'm just playing Sword of Fire and Ice. Or I'm buying Yorion so I can pitch cast the Solitude. I don't love that either. My opponent's got a 3/3 and a 4/4. That's the other thing, right? Like, we've got card disadvantage in our Skyclave apparition. Okay. My opponent does run counter spells. I could potentially get him in combat by like solituding their Fury and trading with their 3/3. I don't think I'm trading with their 3/3 though. They run actual factual counterspell. They don't have Yorion though. I feel like if they're running a 60 card version of this deck, they surely can't run counterspell. Surely that's got to be something that gives. I mean, our opponent's on some shit right here. I don't know. And again, like I think because we mulligan to 5, especially because we're so far behind here, I think we have to hope that we just get lucky and that they don't have counterspell. So we get to hit back in game 3. And we get to like equip Sword of Fire and Ice. So I think, yeah, that means that we're not going to block here. We are going to get rid of their Fury. They're letting us block. I still think I have to play for the upside here. They don't have, I suppose, like, no, they're kind of prismatic ending. So if they don't kill that before blockers, I almost definitely get to equip this sword to it. Expressive iteration. So they can almost definitely find a removal spell here. Okay. Did you put the removal spell into hand? I mean, if they're the 6 card, maybe they just don't get it to run as many removal spells. Or what is this? Teferi? I mean, Teferi's not really that relevant. They're not going to bounce my Solitude. Rip Apart? What is my opponent's deck? Rip Apart. Okay. I think I'm just buying Yorion here. Get out of my draw step. Why are you in my draw step? That's what I thought. Buy Yorion. Pass turn. I think here I'm willing to try and trade my Mistress Factory for this 3/3 illusion. Because I don't really need land number 6 anyway. So I get to block. Yep, once it's blocked, then I get to activate Mistress Factory to give itself +1/+1 because it is an assembly worker. So now it is also a 3/3. It's kind of unfortunate their opponent's like staying ahead mostly because of the tokens that we gave them. But what are you gonna do? Rip Apart is certainly a card. Maybe that's a reason I should have blocked with Solitude, like Sorcery Speed removal like that. I was only thinking of Prismatic Ending, honestly. Like, Rip Apart is not a card that one would generally think about in those scenarios, especially like when I've run Rip Apart very recently in a Ahiri Boom list in paper, but like this looks so close, like the meta list, like a meta list that like I'm basing any of my like plays around what I would expect that deck to do. Bring to Light, is this going to be for Omnath or is it going to be for Valky? It is for Omnath, okay. That's not cool. Thankfully they don't get to add a bajillion mana here, they will get to gain 4. They have Overgrown Tomb? Why have they not got it at any point before now? I mean, yeah, my play is to play Yorion. The question is, am I ghost quartering anything? I suppose I am. I suppose I'm just trying to take them off blue. Okay, they have base Garland, that's fair enough. I do give them 4 life here, but I think if we're going to win, it's not by, like, trying to quickly finish them off. So our opponent, like, literally has, like, Lightning Bolt here, we're dead. It's going to be Teferi. I'll concede to Teferi. I concede to Teferi. Okay, so they're not necessarily 4-color blink, but they're, like, somewhere around there. So Fortune looks good because it's a Fury matchup. All their removal source red, so I'm actually going to bring the Sanctifiers, even though I like wouldn't necessarily bring them in against 4-color blink because like prismatic ending and stuff, which they probably have prismatic ending, but still think Sanctifiers interesting. All sorts of fairies. I'm not sure that I want Revoker because I haven't seen like Ren and 6 yet. What don't we love? I mean, Skyclave taking out their Omnats is good enough. Arbiter gets to punish their mana base. Thala is not actually good against them, I don't think. They do have a fair few spells. But like the 2/1 body's not very good. I think I want to leave in Charming Prince for the upside there. I want to leave in all my vials. Esper Sentinel... Maybe Esper Sentinel's not good. I mean, I'm choosing between Esper Sentinel and Thalia. Then Esper Sentinel might be better. What if... So I don't love Thalia, so I can trim one pretty freely. It's a grinding matchup, so I like Batterskull. Keldor is obviously good. Fire and Ice is good because they have Fury and stuff. Maul's fine. I don't think I want to cut any of my equipment. If I like trim one of each of these and then cut like Charming Prince, I don't think I'm going to get to like live the dream of Charming Prince Yorion, and the other 3 modes don't really matter. Let's try this. Because then it's kind of like, you know, we're upgrading one Esper Sentinel to a Forge 10, like similar with the Thalia, and then like we're upgrading these 2-drops to these 2-drops. It's like a deck kind of stays the same, keeps its like game plan intact. I will play first, I will reveal Yorion. So this is what turn 1 Giver of Runes into a Hope and a Dream. I don't know if this Giver of Runes has much chance of living. We don't have Batterskull, we don't have like many good early plays. I suppose we can like, we can't even like turn to attack with Factory. I think we have to mulligan. Okay, I'm actually pretty excited to keep this kind of hand. Our opponent keeps 7. So we'll bottom the extra vial, right? Or do I keep vial just because if my first vial dies, I am in so much trouble? I think I want to keep Path. Do I just get rid of Sanctifier? Or do I just get rid of Arbiter here, I think? I mean, Arbiter Path, though? Arbiter Path, though? I think I have to accept that Arbiter is just, like, one of the worst cards in this hand. I don't want to Path them, though. I don't want to ramp them. Like, I don't think I can put them Sanctifier, right? It's just so good. Because I don't have a land. I think I just have to, like... I think I just have to keep both vials, as much as I don't love that. And next turn, I'm just going to, like, straight away tap the vial and put the Esper Sentinel in before I play my second vial. Just in case. You got Prismatic Ending for me, opponent? Oh, that looks like a Prismatic Ending. Utopia Sprawl? Okay. That is acceptable. Vial on 1. We drew the land. Which means I don't... Even though I kept double vial, because my first vial didn't get Prismatic Endinged, I think I just want to Sanctifier here. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I should be holding up this vial to, like, threaten a Giver Runes. Nah, whatever. I'll just play the vial next turn. It's fine. Worth noting, this is what my one alternate out Sanctifier in deck. It's pretty cool. Shock and Steam Vents. General Ferrous Rockrick. Expert from Monocolored. Okay, this doesn't do anything for us. That's cool. Nothing in mine does anything for us now. So if I knew about this, I don't think I can sideboard any differently. Okay. Let's play the vial. Let's get in. Offer the trade with Esper Sentinel. Because they're not going to take it, and this might make them attack with the general, which means Sanctifier can punish him. I should have known that. By them not having Yorion and looking like the Blink deck, I should have known that meant they were the Rockrick deck, especially because they showed us things like Rip Apart. We did also see Bolt, but that's just me being biased and saying Bolt and assuming that that means something. Even though they've got Rockrick, they are still going to run mono-colored cards and stuff that are just good cards. Ooh, they just passed through the turn. Yeah, I'm just going to play my Sanctifier in deck. Because they can instant speed, like, I don't know, Manamorphose or whatever, I'm not going to attack with the Sentinel anymore. We draw more of the Skyclaves, a card we cannot cast, but we would absolutely freaking love to. Yeah, I'm just going to get in. Yeah, I'm just going to get in. So if we draw a land and they fetch, they're dead next turn to maul on the Esper Sentinel. Alternatively, if they like shock or fetch, I could path my Esper Sentinel to maul a Sanctifier to win next turn. Sylvan Caryatid? Okay. It's interesting. Is there not a like multicolored 2-mana dork? I think we want to leave this one on 3 for now. I think next time I'll take this one up to 3 and this one towards Skyclave mana. Solitude mana. Solitude cost. That's cool. It's very cool. So they can block one of these. So let's get in both. Get in for 2 and kill them next turn. I'm going to respond to the fetch with the Arbiter to force them to pay the cost. Pay to opponent. Let's see if our opponent knows that they have to like click on the Arbiter and choose to ignore it. Nope. They just let it go. Yeah, it really looks like they didn't understand how to deal with that on Magic Online. They're on 4 now. I think this matchup looks a lot better than the 4-color Blink matchup would. Rip apart the Leonin Arbiter. Okay. Are you going to pay for my Esper Sentinel? You are going to pay for my Esper Sentinel. Okay. Going to create a Golem, which is irrelevant. Okay, this is loose, but I'm going to path my Sentinel here to ensure I can maul and kill with the Sanctify next turn. They haven't shown us anything that can deal with that, so I'm just going to go for it. Right? Maybe I don't need to. I killed them over 2 turns anyway. I killed them over 2 turns anyway. Yeah. Let's force them to have something, I suppose. Question is, do I want to stick to my guns and tick these vials up? The game's over before they get to 5, right? And I don't really want to give them life, so let's just say no to both my vials. Land? Oh, that's pretty cruel, isn't it? Okay. Go to 2. Yep, okay. I mean, I could have played the vial there. I don't think it matters. I'd rather just pretend I drew something relevant. Alright. There you can see that it's the Sanctifiers next turn. Awesome. Okay. So we learnt they're a General Ferrous Rockrick deck. That doesn't really change anything for us, does it? It makes Relic Water slightly better. It means that maybe I do want this Thalia and or this Esper Sentinel to slow them down. What would I cut? if I was to bring those in, I don't like the rest of my cards. I'd be able like Arbiters, a couple of Arbiters. But I think Arbiter's pretty good here. Yeah, I'm just going to run it back. I think the biggest consideration there was whether I bring in like some Relic Waters to deal with Golem. Because then if I can like blink them with Flicker-Wisp, well, I suppose I cut all my Charming Prince, so that kind of answers that. But, you know, I could blink them with like Flicker-Wisps and Yorion to keep taking down Golems. Even though we've got Sanctifier, it's a 1-lander, we'll mulligan a no-lander, even though it's got Vile. They keep 7. That's scary. Yeah, we can keep this. So, turn 1 Sentinel, turn 2 Arbiter. That might just be what we have to lean into and just like bottom them all on the path. Yeah, I don't love it. Alright. Brandon just has a Misty on turn 1. We drew another land. I kind of wish I'd bottomed the land now, but I mean, we were never going to do that risky play. So yeah, I think turn 2 Arbiter to just try and like... Sucks that we're on the draw, on the play. Turn 2 Arbiter would be fine to try and punish like fetch lands. Maybe they tap out for something on turn 2 so I can punish future. But even then they have 2 lands in play already. I don't know. But like I'm going to do that and then turn 3 just buy Yorion if I don't draw anything. Again, they've got the combo of Stomping Ground and Wooded Foothills, which means they can't cover their colors quite nicely. Like, ideally, they would be able to get, like, a Hallowed Fountain here, I suppose, to round out their colors. I don't know, they maybe would have their mana lines up, they don't want to get that combo for some reason. Maybe, like, they need to be able to cast, like, different 2-colored spells on turn 2. Okay, Lightning Bolting the Sentinel, sure. What I'm trying to say is like different gold spells. So like, you know, they have Rip Apart and Expressive Iteration, so the mana probably needs to line up to cast those comfortably off 2 lands. Another Plains. Cool, cool. Arbiter and go. Interesting, they got the Black Source here, which I believe is different to the Black Source we saw in game 1. So we can carry at it, okay. No 3rd land. Show me Ghost Water. Show me Ghost Water. Ugh. That's a real rough draw. I'm still just going to buy the Yorion. Maybe could have, like, attacked first to, like, try a little juke, but I'm not going to bother attacking into their Caryatid now that I've spent all my mana. I would love to find some, like, a Ghost Water, Field of Ruin, anything right now. Oh, Fury? That's nasty. Just to kill the Arbiter, huh? Wish I could have pathed my Arbiter. I suppose it doesn't matter. I have a million lands in hand anyway. I'm going to get to cast anything I draw. Now, which does I draw Keldra for saying that? Valky, okay. Beep, 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 beep. Cool, they're going to take Yorion, and they're going to know about the path, which I really don't want to cast. God. This is stinky. We kept a 2-lander that we would have loved to have bottomed the land to keep everything else, and we've just drawn lands. Sure. The General. Do I path the Valky just to free my Yorion? Probably. I don't like giving them a land here, but I also don't like doing nothing next turn. Probably getting Island here, or Plains. Doesn't really matter, they have the Caryatid, so the mana's kind of fine anyway. Suppose this will allow them to cast Omnath, so they probably have Omnath in hand. Plains, okay. Now we draw the Ghost Water. That's terrible. Alright, just Yorion is a big old blocker. I mean, he kills pretty quickly, I suppose. We've got Cave of the Frost Dragon. Can I just race? If this is an Omnath, the answer is almost assuredly no. They tap for black mana though? It's Teferi. Okay, if they bounce Yorion, I'm actually kind of also fine with that. Like, it just kind of does nothing. Sure. Suppose maybe I animate Cave of the Frost Dragon and kill Teferi here. Well, I probably don't care about Teferi, actually. Play the Factory for what it's worth. Do I Ghost Quarter them? Oh, it's obviously not good, but like, do I take them off black? The black's literally just for Valky for sure. If I hit the Stomping Ground, they still have red, so they probably just get a forest. They almost definitely have basic forest, right? Do I do it in their upkeep? Probably not with Teferi in play. Whatever. We're very far behind this game. I'm just going to have to hope that, like, this does not nothing. Well, they didn't float mana, so that's good. They do have basic forest, okay. But their mana does look garbage. No attacks, that's good for us. Do I attack them? Do I attack? They have 5 cards in hand. I think I have to attack. I don't love it, but I don't love the position we're in regardless. So I think I'm hoping they attack and that Factory can trade with Rockerick. I suppose any of our manlands get to dunk on Rockerick here, right? Utopia Sprawl's fine, especially because you're putting on your tap land for some reason. I suppose it's Enchant Forest, isn't it? Yeah, okay, that's something I did. That's cool. My Ghost Quarter was relevant, probably. Just attacking with the 4/4. Yeah, I'll just take it. Alright, what do we draw? Path. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. They can cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, which I'm not in love with. So they can, like, rip apart. I suppose rip apart doesn't do anything, does it? Yeah, do that. Kill Teferi, drop them to 8. Awesome. They still have 5 cards in it, but I'm pretty sure we've choked their mana with that Ghost Quarter, actually. As dumb as that seems. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Prismatic aiming for 5? Kill Yorion? Say it ain't so. Oh. Yeah, that looks like a Prismatic ending for 5. A Bring to Light for 5. Okay. Still in a lot of trouble. Is this Omnath? Do you actually have 5 drops, opponent? I mean, I think I'm just dead if they have a second Valky. I think they're just doing it for 5 to give themselves the most options. Oh, they're a Niv Mizzet deck. That makes sense. Yep. So how do I not die here, is the question. I think I just have to path the Niv Mizzet so that I can attack in the air. Oh boy. What did they get? They got Expressive Iteration, Bring to Light, and a bunch of nothing. Yeah, okay. Just gonna path this idiot. I don't know what I can draw that's good here. That does, like, literally nothing. Right? Takes away Utopia Sprawl, but now I've pathed them into good mana. They're probably going to Bring to Light for Niv again. Skyclave can't deal with Niv. General has Hexproof Multicolored. Skyclave can't take any tokens. Sylvan Carrier does Hexproof. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can, like, animate Cave of the Frost Dragon and Mishra's Factory. So they attack with those 3. I can block 2, take 7, and die. That doesn't seem great. I can play Skyclave and be sad about it. I think I just got to play the Plains and pass. Which sucks because they're just going to Bring to Light, get another Niv Mizzet, probably draw relevant cards. But I'm just dead to the swing. There was an option to just attack with Yorion there, hit them for 4, hope they don't see the line, and that we get to, like... Oh, they're just still attacking all out. Okay. Certainly a choice by our opponent. So I can take 4, go to 2. I think I just have to do that. Interesting they fetched so weird in game 1 being a Niv Mizzet deck. Come on, opponent. Come on. Let me block. I'm hoping this is just them, like, tanking while they realize that I can survive here. My blocks still aren't good. I do get to take down the General. So we eat a Golem here, eat the General, chump block one of these Knuckleheads. I'm not going to animate the Factory because it's irrelevant and I just don't want to, like, potentially give away that tech if it's relevant. Oh, they have Lightning Bolt. Alright, cool. Our opponent wins. So we're currently 1 and 2. Not ideal. Let's go to match number 4 and see if we can try and recover a positive record here. Alright, match number 4. Currently 1 and 2. They've been pretty alright matches, honestly. We get to be on the play here, so that's pretty cool. Our opponent reveals Lurrus as their companion. We have turn 1 Sentinel, turn 2 second... yeah, this is good, this is good. If we draw a land, we get turn 3 Arbiter Ghost Quarter, so there's a chance I play Charming Prince and Scry on turn 2. Opponent mulligans to 6. I think with this kind of hand on the play, I really like my opponent mulling to 6. If they haven't mulled to 5, probably means they're on Toronto. It probably means I'm pretty happy having, like, Arbiter Ghost Quarter hand. Especially, like, turn 1 Esper Sentinel in that kind of matchup is really nice. Okay, they keep 6. Let's run out the turn 1 Sentinel and pass. This probably, like, screams Hammer Time, so that's cool. Blood Crypt. Oh yeah, they played Lurrus. Of course they're not on Tron. I'm an idiot. Go on. Kill the Sentinel. Oh, opponent, that's a sad Bauble. Bauble's way less good if it costs 1 mana. Ooh, what did you see? Was it a land? Please tell me it was a land. Oh. Yeah, I think that just means I play an Arbiter here and, like, punish fetch land. They didn't fetch on turn 1, but I don't know. This might be cool. Okay, they have Watery Grave. Thoughtseize. Ooh. I don't know that there's, like, a good option here, opponent. Yeah, I don't know. Good luck, opponent. I don't know what you pick here. Maybe Esper Sentinel, so if I draw a land, I can't, like, Ghost Quarter and add to the board. I think I'd probably take Esper Sentinel here. They might just be scared of second Arbiter, though. If I draw a land, second Arbiter is really good. They're just refusing to play into this Esper Sentinel, which is probably correct, but they're going so slowly for it. Yep, they take S%. Oh, that's super fair. That might even mean I don't ghost quarter them here. Oh, come on. Where's my land? I almost think I have to ghost quarter them just to like... Yeah, almost feel like I have to ghost quarter them here. Just have the most... Maybe it's still Arbiter. They haven't played any fetches yet, but I mean, they definitely weren't playing a fetch that turn if they had the option not to. They did tank for a while. Get in for 3. Yeah, I suppose I just play the Arbiter to commit to the board because I'm just as likely to manage screw myself by ghost quartering. And they shouldn't be able to deal with both Arbiters, so I still should have the option to ghost quarter next turn. I would love to take them off this Blood Grip, but not drawing a land there. I don't think I can afford to ghost quarter here. Basic Swamp, okay. And passes? Another Arbiter. I don't know that I'm worried about any, like, flash blockers. Do I just play Arbiter here? Or do I play Charming Prince and Scry to try and find lands? Yeah, I think I just want to find, like, lands, because this Battle Skull's going to be good, this Sword's going to be good. But also, I kind of don't care if they, like, counter this. I mean, they can't drown the Locket. Okay, they're killing the S% with Drown Lock. That's also fine. They've done so little. They're on 5. They've done so little this game. Scry 2. Amira's Call is a land. I'm on 20. There might be a Shadow deck, which makes this Solitude good. I think I have to... Do I just leave them on top like that? If they have Death Shadow, what do I do? Lose? Yeah, so I have to put this on top. And then the Amira's Call? Because if I... Wait, if they have Shadow... If they have Shadow... Solitude's... I don't know that I'm going to get to punish them with this Ghost Quarter. Maybe I'll just bottom this because it's a terrible land. Keep this on top so the next time I can Solitude pitching Arbiter. If they play a Shadow, I can technically attack around it if they like literally take any more points of damage. They can buy Lurus. They can't use that fetch land, so that's cool. There's a Death Shadow. Do I Ghost Quarter? They can't pay for the Arbiters. They get to take them off red. This might come back to punish me, but they literally can't pay for my Arbiters, so it's whatever. Like, even if they kill one, they still can't pay for the other one. Maybe it's right to take out Watergrave to stop Dress Down. They're going to drown an Arbiter or something. Oh, I think they were considering paying for an Arbiter, maybe. And then when they went to click on one, they realized there was 2 and that they can't pay for both. They're just floating black. Drown an Arbiter. Okay. No point attacking. Pass the turn. So they can fetch and pay for this Arbiter. That is a thing they can now do. Looking their own top card so that they can gain knowledge on this fetch. Yep, paying for Arbiter there. My opponent knows how to pay for Arbiter or Motor. That's cool. They're fetching. They can't afford to get in on that. They also can't afford to attack. Cool. So if I Solitude here, they go up to 13. I get to attack before they go to 9, so it's whatever. I think I'm better off just hanging out here. Oh, Path's a perfect draw. They can't pay for Arbiter, they're on 4, I have 4 power of attackers. Boom! Alright, sideboarding against Death Shadow. Definitely want to bring in Sanctifiers. That might be it. Burden, I don't love Burden because they just had Dranalocks there. I mean, that might be biased based on how that game went, but yeah. So I often cut Arbiters in this matchup when I'm playing 60 card because they run so few basics that like Ghost Quarter and Path are just fine anyway. So normally I would also trim a Thalia, but we are running a bajillion cards. Sort of Fire and Ice could probably be cut too. We didn't see any other creatures. They might have Ragavans and Darcys that would make the sword good, but we are bringing in Sanctifiers. Charming Prince also doesn't look great here. So what if we trimmed a sword, trimmed a Thalia, and 2 Charming Prince? What does that look like? I suppose I kind of want to trim a Vial because of Colian's command, but I'm an 80 card deck, so I actually kind of like leaving in the 4th Vial where I normally wouldn't. Solitude's obviously good, it kills multiple shadows. Spectate's good, it turns a shadow into a 1/1. Wisp's not great, but it does have evasion. Maul is cool. Question is, like, do I want to just, like, cut Charming Princes, all the Charming Princes, and bring the Forge Tenders? I think that's fine, like, it's not exactly gonna love using Drown Lock on a Forge Tender. So it kind of means they have to leave it alone and then it does get to negate something. That's cool. Let's go with that. Again, just like bringing in all the pro-red cards. Even though it feels like we're running too many of them, if we're bringing them in every second match, then maybe we should be running more. Turn 1 Forge Center, turn 2 Giver, then sit there doing nothing for a while. Doesn't look great, does it? I also don't love seeing this path. I also don't love mulliganing against Shadow. But we've already addressed that this isn't like as good as it is in every other matchup we bring it in. Let's mulligan once. I'm just going to keep this, bottom the Keldra. It's a one-lander and we'll almost definitely get punished for it. But we do have double Solitude, so we technically can cast 2 spells right now. Yeah, they couldn't not have Hand Hate, could they? Like, we mulligan to 6, they have to have Hand Hate on the play. That's fine, though. Like, they're almost priced into, like, taking this out and, like, stranding us with cards we can't cast. They take the Arbiter. Okay, that's fair enough. There's a Thoughtseize Bug, which I actually didn't want. I would have rather not found an Arbiter. Kind of want to land here. Honestly, if I had drowned the lock and I was them, I'll just drown this Barton and Forge Tender. Just not think twice about it. Which would almost definitely be wrong, but I mean, drown doesn't really have a lot of value in when I have one card in the graveyard, does it? If I top take a land, I'm jamming Thalia, even though they hand-hated my Arbiter last turn. Okay. They have nothing? Cool, cool. I'm going to get in for one. Having double Solitude means I'm not scared of lowering their life total in the face of a Death Shadow, because if that happens to be a mistake, I can reset them to 13. So I have 6 there, and they Unholy Hated my Arbiter. I think I would have let that happen anyway. I don't... It's tough. Like, it's easy to say, like, having F6 and not giving myself the choice, because I'm an idiot. But I almost feel like it was bait. Like, they hand-hated my first Arbiter, which makes me think it's valuable, but then they didn't hand-hate my second one and chose to hand-hate the Thalia instead. They've just found another Unholy Hate, and they don't even have a third land, so I think we made the right choice. Esper Sentinel's cool. I just hit F6 again. I shouldn't, even though they're tapped out, but whatever. Thought I just hit F6 again. I don't know. Ragavan. Well, now I'm just leaving this back, aren't I? Another Esper Sentinel? Hell yeah. I'm happy for us to just sit here looking at each other for a while, opponent. So if my opponent attacks, I'm going to willingly take 3 here. Although they could have double shadowed last turn, I'm just going to, like, just in case they have another shadow for post-combat, I'd rather trade my 2 Solitudes for 2 Death Shadows. It's getting more tempting now, but I don't think it matters. I'm going to take 6 here and potentially get punished for it. This just stops them being able to cast another Death Shadow. Okay. Oh, Cave of the Frost Dragon. Why you got to be a tap land? I was going to buy Yorion if you weren't. Not attacking here because I'm almost definitely going to Solitude them, so getting in for 2 points of damage is super irrelevant. And I also kind of don't care about like trying to trade an Esper Sentinel for this Ragavan. I'd rather them have to pay 2 more or let me draw cards. Okay. They're trying to drown one of my Esper Sentinels. Paying for one of them, that's fine. I'll draw off the other one. Drawing the Yorion Arbiter. Okay. I'm going to let that go. And see what they want to do here. I'm probably Solituding, pitching Arbiter, and then buying Yorion. Is this Expressive Iteration? That's fine. Would you like to pay for my Esper Sentinel? You would like to pay for my Esper Sentinel. Okay. Okay. They put Dragon's Rage Channeler into exile, which tells me that they didn't find a land. They are attacking here. Yeah, I think it's just Solitude, pitch Arbiter. So I can hold on to the other Solitude. Even though it doesn't matter, I'm going to put the Evoke trigger first. Get rid of the Death Shadow, put him back to 13. Yeah, they don't have a land, that's good for us. Path was a reason to keep Arbiter, so that sucks. I'm going to buy Yorion here anyway. And just hang out, I guess. I don't want to... Do I want to offer this trade? I mean, they missed a land drop. So they probably don't have a land, which means paying for my Sentinel is going to be annoying. So I think we'll just chill out. Also, getting in for 1 feels kind of irrelevant when they're a Death Shadow deck. Darcy, sure. Mishra's Bauble, you're going to pay. They are going to pay. Okay. Kind of interested in just not Solituding here for a while. Thoughtseize. I'm kind of okay. They're like probably taking Solitude, but then I still have Path. And their Path's obviously not that good when, like, I think they're missing lands. Just like if I use Solitude to pitch a response, it just lets them take the last card. And I'm not really interested in Solituding this Dragon's Rage Channeler. Yep, they take the Solitude. That makes sense. So they've got one card left in hand, but they're about to draw off their bauble. And I'm just kind of hoping to rip lands, but also kind of hoping to rip spells that don't suck. Oh, please attack opponent. What is this? What is this attack? Just putting another card type in the bin? I have pro red. I don't understand. I don't understand. That's a good draw. Alright, let's start getting in. We have a lot of weenies and we can kill them across a couple of turns maybe. We have a path up our sleeve. There's going to be a drown on the lock. Buying Lurrus. Okay, okay. Good for us. And a tap land. That means they're out of juice. We drew another path. Awesome. Notably, they do not have a Death Shadow in the bin to bring back the Lurrus. They can bring back a Ragavan, but whatever. And if they hit us with Ragavan, they're not going to hit good spells, they're going to hit our spells. I mean, they have to find a land to be able to Lurrus and dash. So it might just be Lurrus and cast Ragavan. Yep, here comes Lurrus. And here comes Ragavan. So the question is, do I want to double path? I'm almost definitely pathing the Lurrus, but like, do I want to untap? Like, I'm definitely pathing Lurrus so I can attack. If I attack, Ragavan probably blocks here. And they take 2 and go to 3. The reason I'm thinking now is because, like, I almost definitely want to path this Lurrus. I don't think I want to, like, I don't know. If I want to path this Lurrus, right, and I draw a 3-drop, like I suppose a Flicker Wisp is fine. Draw Skyclave, I just Skyclave the Lurrus. What's the one punish? Maul is the one punish. Maul is the one punish in my 80 card deck. Let's see it happen. That's an Arbiter. Oh, it's an Arbiter. Holy. Alright. Arbiter. Goodbye, Lurrus. Question is, do I want to attack with Skyclave? Attack with these two, they might block. They'll go to like 4. If I attack with these 3, they go to 3. But then they get a 1-1. But I have Barrendon. They go to 3. I just don't want to give them this 1-1, I don't think. But I'll off the Esper Sentinel trade. They take it. Alright. Now, I think because I have this path, this Barrendon is probably going to protect this Arbiter. Maybe even protects the Skyclave to keep them from getting a 1-1. Ragavan. Not even dashing. Alright. You can't cast Thoughtseize opponent. That is so loose. They get to take path, but like they're on 2 now. That is so loose. Where? Why would they? I mean, I'm just going to attack with everything, right? The reason to do this is that this makes a blue thing. That was probably a mistake. The reason I'm doing this, yeah, they're gonna have like removal spell for one of these, and then they're gonna block the other, but this gets through for 1. I was gonna say this is gonna get through for another one next turn to kill them, but if they eat this, they get a 1-1. I suppose if I don't attack, they just use removal on this one, so it's whatever. It's the same. Fatal Push the Arbiter, okay. Trade Ragavan for Skyclave. Yep. And go to 1. And you get a 1-1 blue creature. The sad thing is I do have a lot of bad draws here, but I've also got a lot of acceptable draws. That's not good for our opponent. They can't attack. Come on, top deck like a miracle. Oh my god, I hate the bar. Why? Well, this sucks. I obviously can't attack because I only have pro red and this is blue because I gave them a blue thing. I can draw a land, I can play Yorion. Express is one of the best things I could find here because they need just like multiple things now to like get back from this situation. They need to find like a drown the lock for this Forge Tender. This is where I'm going to get punished for having left in all 4 vials, isn't it? I'm just going to draw vial after vial. They've got 3 cards in hand. Thankfully, this Forge Tender is one of the best things we could have right now. They need, like, almost specifically drown the lock to be able to answer this. So, I've got a lot of turns to find an answer to this token that I gave them. What is this? Another expressive iteration. Dash Ragavan? This screams dress down. What is this? Just screams dress down. I think I almost want to take it. But if they hit like, I suppose I don't care if they hit anything off the top, do I? Whatever. Yeah, this has got to be a dress down, surely. Trying to trade Ragavan for Forge Tender. Whereas now they've got like no blockers. So is this going to be like a post-combat shadow? Where they hit snow-covered plains. Okay. Okay, they're going to play the dress down anyway. Oh, and they've got removal spell for the Forge Tender here. They scoop it up. Alright. What are we going to draw? Skyclave. Okay. That wouldn't have dealt with this. Yeah, I suppose. I think they were just showing us the dress down here. Or maybe they were hoping to draw like Fatal Push or an Unholy Hit or something. Wow, that was, yeah. They were trying to bluff us out by like dash attack Naragavan, assuming we'd block and not even think about the dress down because we hadn't seen dress down up to that point. All right, we're 2-2 now. Let's see if we can finish with a positive record. Let's get on to match number 5. All right, match number 5. We're on the draw. That's not ideal, but let's play tight and try and get a positive record here. This hand sucks. Our opponent did not reveal a companion. They mulligan to 6. We'll mulligan as well. Oh, this hand is also garbage. Oh, this hand is also garbage. What do I do here? Do I get a? I just have to get a 5. They keep 6. God, I hate this as well. Whatever, we'll keep. Don't need that garbage. And I don't need a 3rd land, which means Canopy is the one that goes away. What, just like get Blood Moon here or something? Okay, Arid Mesa, fetch. Basic Snow-Covered Mountain and Ragavan. Okay. If they have an answer for this Giver, I am just going to Solitude that Ragavan. I can't afford for my opponent to get treasures, basically. And I'll be pitching this Flicker Wisp, almost definitely. If they do attack, yeah, I'm not trading Giver for it. Dream an opponent. Let's block, I suppose. This one. Block this one. Because I'm not going to let this damage happen. Exiling the Flicker Wisp because I just want to cast this Thalia next turn. And then basically be empty-handed. My opponent's going to have 5 cards in hand still. So that's cool. But I think Giver Runes is worth a couple of cards if it gets to live. Okay, they have a 2nd land. It's Snow-Covered Plains. Stoneforge Mystic. I feel like they just get Caldera here if they have it. Why would they not have Caldera? I just want to work out what their deck is doing. Yep, it's a Caldera. Wish I'd kept the Solitude. Esper Sentinel, a bit late, buddy. Can I beat Caldera? I have Solitude in my deck. I have Path in my deck. I have Flicker Wisp in my deck. Yeah. Alright. My opponent's going to get to hit me for 7 and I need to draw out of it very quickly. Oh, my opponent's... Oh, they're playing the... What's his name? The Fervent Champion deck? The deck with 3 Sword of Fire and Ices in it? That's almost definitely what's happening here. Okay, I'm going to save myself 1 point of damage. I'm going to block. I'm going to give Pro Black. I mean, my opponent probably has Solitudes and Furies in their deck. But I can't afford to play around them right now. My goodness. Do I buy Yorion or do I play Esper Sentinel? Esper Sentinel's almost definitely not good in this matchup. So I'm just going to buy Yorion even though he's also not good right now. Do I attack with Thalia is the question. Why not? So I'm pretty sure the archetype my opponent's on is like the Boros Stoneblade deck where it's got like 4 Sentinel, 4 Ragavan, 4 Fervent Champion. Fervent Champion equip costs 3 less to equip to it. Then like get Stoneforges, a Caldera, a Batterskull, a Maul, and then like 3 Sword of Fire and Ices because it's the best thing to equip to a Fervent Champion. And then like 4 Solitudes, 2 Furies, and then like also Blood Moon. So I wasn't wrong in like stupidly saying my opponent might play Blood Moon. Oh yeah, and the Ranger Captains, of course. So this can find Fervent Champion. Here it's probably just finding Fervent Champion just to recover from if we do anything. Because if they draw a land, yeah, they can equip this for 4 to a Fervent Champion. How do I show you Fervent Champion? Here we go. First Strike and Haste. Yeah, it costs 3 less to activate. Well, we learnt their archetype at least, so that's something. Charming Prince. Do you do anything? You scry 3? Does that mean you do anything though? Gain 3 life? Whatever, we're just going to play out these 2. And we're going to scry 2. I mean, keep Solitude bottom Thalia past turn. I need to stop yielding through my turn when I've got Giver of Runes up. Maybe I'll learn to bottom Solitude and find an answer to the... I don't have answers to Caldera. Let's not even consider that. Okay, take 5, go to 6. Oh man, another Stoneforge. This is going to find Sword of Fire and Ice, probably. They're going to play the Fervent Champion next turn. They're going to play the Sword equipped to the Fervent Champion. Oh, it's Maul. Of course they're getting Maul. That makes a lot of sense. I still have to Solitude this Caldera, though. Let's hope they put the Maul on the Caldera. That's what I'm going to hope. So I draw the Solitude. I'm just going to pass it straight back. Probably the most correct line there would have been to, like, pretend. Like, tap some mana, untap, like, pretend I've kept a castable spell on top, rather than just, like, passing through the turn and almost telling them I have Solitude, or like instant speed removal. Where's this Maul go? Yeah, on the Caldera. That's pretty loose opponent. Was 3 colors less. That would still cost double white. We're gonna do it now so they only gain 5 and not 7. I mean, I more or less, I don't know how, unless I went to chat and said I have Solitude, I don't know what else I'm meant to do here. They should have known I had Solitude. Okay, another Fervent Champion. More going on Fervent Champion is going to hurt me a lot. You have no attacks. Yep. Giver Runes is actually going to do a lot of work here. The one issue is, yeah, this Maul going out of Fervent Champion. I need to find a flyer. Charming Prince is not a flyer. Do I just gain 3? Do I just exile the other Charming Prince? And then eventually gain 3? I think I have to scry to try and dig towards a flying something. So I can take 1 hit off a Fervent Champion. Those are lands. So we can bottom them. Pass it back. The nice thing is our opponents still shouldn't have good attacks. Except for the Fervent Champion wearing them all. If they draw a land, they can put a Caldera on a Fervent Champion, which is going to give us different problems. Oh, it has First Strike too, so even a Flick Wisp is kind of not great here. They shouldn't have Lightning Bolt, so I should be safe on 3 as long as I can deal with this Maul. They might even just have an all-out attack next turn, honestly. Show me potato salad. Stoneforge Mystic. Could find more of the Skyclaves, but I cannot cast it, so we will concede. Okay, so a lot of things look good here. I know my opponent should have like 2 Furies, so they should be good. Sanctifier should be really good at blocking. Revoker could name like Stoneforge and or like equipment. I think I'm just gonna bring in Relic Water. What's better? I mean, they search with Stoneforge, so Arbiter might be okay. Okay, Esper Sentinels almost certainly suck. Thalia doesn't do nothing against them, but it does close enough to nothing that I'm not interested. Everything else looks pretty good. Can I trim one of my equipment? Maul's pretty good, Batterskull's pretty good, Killer's pretty good. Sort of Fire and Ice is pretty good too. I think I can trim a Giver Runes. They don't have like enough removal. The Giver Runes is crazy good. It does clog up the board though. Like in that game, they couldn't really attack because I had Giver. It's probably just a Vial actually. Let's trim a Vial. Because that sideboarding was so tough, let's leave the Revokers out of it and go with that. Yet again, bringing in all 6 of our pro red cards. Maybe we should just be main decking at this point. Oh, why is this hand so close to good? Why can we not, like, just not finding a good combination of, like, lands and spells. This is a good combination of lands and spells. We're going to keep this. I should have cut Charming Princes. I'll do that for game 3. I'll cut the Charming Princes and bring in the Revokers. So we can yeet him out of there. Turn 1, Forge Tender, pass. The annoying thing is we can't attack with Factory on turn 2 because we want to play this on turn 1, and we also shouldn't get a target for the Relic Water on 2 unless they lead specifically Esper Sentinel here. Oh baby. I think I'm doing it because I have the Skyclave for like an equipment later on, which is actually probably better. Probably better at taking down the equipment. Can't take out Caldera though, but I can take down the Stoneforge, so. Ooh, Giver Runes. Does that change things? I think it does. Because I think if we get to like untap next time with these 2 in play, we're in a pretty good spot. We're not going to offer the trade of Forge Tender for Esper Sentinel here. It's also nice we get to play the Factory out there to make it lose Summoning Sickness as quick as possible. Who's played tap Sacred Foundry. And they're passing back. Okay, show of strength, opponent, chill out. And we drew what is the equivalent of a wet fart sound right now. I could animate Factory and attack here on this board and play a tap to Miria's Call. I could buy Yorion, which doesn't matter yet. I think I like activating Factory. I mean, if they have removal here, it's not even the worst for me necessarily. We will not pay 3 life. Pass it back. We might even just ride this Mistress Factory to victory at this point. They've got to have something. Like, I'm expecting Sword of Fire and Ice here or something. Maul with the Skyclaves. Okay. So next turn I'm going to Relic Water the... What am I going to... I'm going to Relic Water the Sentinel and animate the Factory. I could Skyclave the Sentinel, because then it would mean if they deal with the Skyclave, they only get a 1-drop, but I kind of don't care if they deal with the Relic Water and get the Sentinel back either. What I really care about is unequipping this Maul for free. Ghost Quarter. I'm just going to play that to save some damage here. Play Relic Water, choose the Sentinel, and it's a May ability, so I'm going to say yes to it, because that's the thing that we need to do. Animate Mistress Factory, and we'll get him for 3. I think I just... Yeah, I'll get him for 3. I don't really care about the extra damage, and I just want to leave Giver of Runes back. Because in this matchup, it seems pretty decent. So the worst thing we can see here is Fervent Champion, which is then going to wear the Maul. At that point, we Skyclave the Fervent Champion, and then the worst thing we can see after that is another Fervent Champion equipping the Maul. I think beyond 2 Fervent Champions over the next 2 turns, we're in pretty okay shape. And I think even then, they get to hit us for like 3, and we get to hit them back for 5. Range Captain of ES. Okay, so that can find the Fervent Champion, but they can't do anything with it this turn. It does mean we can no longer attack to them. Ragavan, okay. Okay, playing the Ragavan, sure. So I think I'm going to Skyclave the Ranger Captain so I can actually keep attacking and keep the pressure on. Interesting they picked Ragavan. Ooh, another Mistress Factory. We'll take that. Which Mistress Factory? I should have animated the factory first. Oh, which one is summoning sick? Newly controlled. Oh, thank you, dude. They might even sack the Ranger Captain in response for some reason. It wouldn't be correct, but they might. Okay, so we're going to do this. Do I leave Forge Tender back in case I want to threaten this Ragavan? I don't think I care if it hits me, to be honest. I just like block with Skyclave, protect the Skyclave with Giver. If they block here, I'd use Giver to protect whatever they block as well, just to clear that up. So next time I get to attack for 7, they're on 10. Hardcast Fury, Hardcast Solitude, Hardcast something. Hardcast Solitude. Almost certainly going after Giver, surely. Yep. I'm going to give the Skyclave Pro Red to make sure this Ragavan doesn't have a good attack. Unfortunately, this Solitude makes attacking annoying. Oh my god. That's pretty good. So I can attack with a Mistress Factory and then just like double pump it if they block with Solitude. That's probably fine. And if they don't block, I double pump anyway. Does that mean I want to attack with these? What, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I don't think I want to do that. I think I actually am only going to single pump and buy Yorion if they don't block with specifically Solitude. I just didn't attack. Okay. I'm full. Shame tap. Can't believe I just did that. That was such a good attack too. That was going to be such a good attack. My opponent's still got a million cards in hand too. Like, I'm trying to win with the board I currently have. Yeah, give the Solitude flying. Jesus. What else are you doing? Oh, playing Tap Sacred Foundry? Okay. They're just playing Giant Killer? Okay. That was a big hit. Okay, so we're going to play Yorion. Just hold up Factory. So what attacks do I have? I can sack both of these. If Ragavan wants to block, I can sack the Forge Tender. I think those are good attacks. Yeah, it does put me over to Fury, but this Yorion is going to be good, so... I can also attack with a Factory, so if I animate a Factory and attack... Yeah, they don't have good blocks, do they? If I can still do that... Yeah, let's go to combat. And attack with these 3. So it's going to give me 3/3, so... I'm just going to do this. Kill the Ragavan. Cast Yorion. Exile these 2. So they're going to get back their Esper Sentinel, which is super irrelevant. They're going to get 3/3, which is, you know, somewhat relevant. They're going to be able to tap down my Yorion, which is annoying. Or are they? So this definitely wants to take down Maul. And yeah, Skyclave just wants to take down Giant Killer. So they can't tap down my Yorion. Yes, we would like to remove the Maul and Skyclave. Thank you. Close game. Our opponent's got 2 cards left in hand, which is a little scary, but we've got a redraw here. We've got a million Mistress Factories, which we might even just like activate all 3 next turn. I don't even know. Feast and Famine. That's good. We can block it though. I will trade Yorion for a Solitude wearing a Feast and Famine. We get to gain 5, which is not ideal for us. And they still have the Sword of Feast and Famine in play, which is a little annoying. They're fetching? Is that just deck thinning here? F6 value maybe. Equipping the sword onto the 3/3. Yeah, that's good. Onto their Esper Sentinel. Okay. Okay. Let's start by drawing a card. Stoneforge. Stoneforge getting Calder has got to be pretty good. So how many... So I can do that. So I can animate 1 factory. You're not black or green, eh? Nope. So we get to attack with Cave of the Frost Dragon. Maybe I just get Caldra. I probably just get Caldra, right? They do have this. Maybe means I get more. Let's animate a factory. They have to double block to get favorable blocks here. Otherwise, I can just make it a 4/4. No blockers. I should have pumped at least once. I mean, this means I get to leave a factory back for blocking, actually. That's probably smart. Let's pretend I was smart. So we'll play a Stoneforge Mystic. I'm just gonna tutor for... Yeah, I think it's just Maul. I think getting to like make one of these things fly and get in for Maul is gonna be pretty good. I mean, maybe it was just Caldra because I would have got to hardcast the next turn. Alright, they're moving their equipment, sure. Attack with a 5/5. Do I trade Skyclave and Factory? Do I trade Skyclave and Factory? Do I take 5? I don't think them untapping their lands is relevant. I'm just going to discard this Cave of the Frost Dragon. Do I care about my Cave of the Frost Dragon? Probably not. Sure. Do I chump block with Stoneforge? So they're going to move the sword post combat. Get to attack for like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. I get to attack for lethal. Get to threaten lethal, but then they just like eat this. Yeah, let's just chump block. Stoneforge isn't worth anything. The Maul's what we needed. Just giving them resources probably isn't wise. Yep, moving it over, sure thing. I'm gonna get punished for that one turn where I just passed through my attack step. Field of Ruin. Okay, that's pretty irrelevant. So it's animate a factory, Maul on the relic water. Ah, I'm just gonna pay for that. That's fine. Oh, it's 3. That was a reason to keep Stoneforge. No, I'm not going to pay that. That's fine. You can draw a card. Okay. Look at this. Relic Water. More the Skyclaves. More the Skyclaves. Isn't that a fun little stack? So I can hit them for 8 here. Or I can leave back a factory to block. I mean, this is probably just attacking again. Ooh, okay. I don't think I care about killing the Esper Sentinel. I think I just want to kill the Ragavan. So if I pump twice, I can kill both? Kind of like pump twice, kill both. And then what? My opponent gets to equip Feast of Famine here. Worst case, I can just chump block here. Maybe just make sure this Ragavan dies. I don't think I'm going to be scared of their open mana. Okay. They're F6. They take 4 from the Relic Water. Both their creatures die. Awesome. That's a pretty good result for us. And yeah, so next time I get the option of chump blocking this... what is it, an illusion? Yeah, this illusion token if I care about not letting the sword hit me. Ranger Captain's pretty good. Yep, Fervent Champion. Doesn't matter at this point, they can just pay the equip cost. It's probably still worth equipping and attacking with that and the illusion. I don't even know if that's a good attack for them. Just Fervent Champion. So I don't care about this Field of Ruin, that's definitely true. So I can animate Cave. I can't animate a factory as well unless I keep this Field of Ruin. So what does that look like? It's an attack for 3, 4, 5. The factory doesn't attack well to a range captain anyway, but it maybe means I can leave it back as a blocker. Getting for 4 in the air, for 7 in the air with the cave. So this 1/1 I can give them doesn't matter. The other option is animating a factory and attacking with a factory, threatening to... No, they're just going to move the equipment, so the factories aren't really that good. So if I'm just animating Cave of the Frost Dragon, I suppose leaving back a factory as a block is still pretty good. I mean, maybe I just do nothing and just hit with the Relic Water and then try and kill them the next turn with the Cave. That way the Cave can block. They have 1 card in it. I don't think I care about them untapping. The question is whether I care about having a land drop. I don't think I do. The 3 life doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just chill. I need to play faster. I'm running out of clock. So I am going to get in with the Cave of the Frost Dragon here. What does that change? Jesus Christ. 5, I can play a Batterskull. I can play equip a sword. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not quite lethal. God, am I dead? They just attack everything. Block. Sure, let's play Stoneforge. Gonna get this. Play this. Equip this. Oh, they have Solitude? No, just don't have Solitude. Their last card is Solitude. Okay. I think I'm still okay here. Ooh, they get their Maul back. Maybe I'm not okay here. Oof, I'm in trouble. I'm pretty sure there's only game 2 as well. I don't think I have enough time to win a game 3. Okay, this is a lethal attack, so we're going to chump block here. I think I need a chump block with Cave with a Frost Dragon, maybe. I think I'm dead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can technically chump block with Cave with the Frost Dragon. I can move more, so I can block with this. Should be 6. Yeah, that's my play. Move this. Pass. I'm just dead. They just get to attack all. Let's see if they see the line. I suppose. Stoneforge. It's gonna find Sword of Fire and Ice, I suppose. Caldra? Oh, they have a land. Gross. Yeah, I'm just super dead. Alright. Alright, it's fine. Game over, man. Game over. Alright, let's go to the post-league wrap-up and talk about how that went. Alright, so 2 and 3 overall with 80 card, Leon and Arbiter, mono white taxes, I suppose. We went 1 and 1 against Burn in the first 2 matches, despite being on the draw both times. I think a lot of this actually, I think we were on the draw at least 3, maybe 4 times this league, and that's always pretty punishing in Modern. Going over what this list had going for it. So, Espacino was pretty nice. Like I've said, like this is the reason I'm testing 80 card, right? Is because I want to keep my arbiters, but I also want to be able to run Espacino because Espacino is a very good card in our deck. Um, that was definitely a shining star. Giver Runes was pretty nice as always. I could see maybe testing Espinal over Giver Runes, but like there were lines where like Giver Runes into like turn 2 Stoneforge, Fine Caldra, as always, are pretty good. Paths was surprisingly good, which is why I like staying on Arbiter. Having access to Paths was very nice. Vile was fine. Stoneforge was good. Thalia was fine. Skyclaves did pretty okay. Again, like not as impressive as they could be. Flickers were good. I still like Flickers. Solitude was very good. I mean, there were times where we lost because we just had to mulligan to 5 and pitch a Solitude on turn 1 or whatever, but that just happens. The equipment package was great as always. Again, like this didn't impress. I don't know. Like it didn't do anything in any of those matches. Like these 3, as always, were the ones I was looking for, and this was kind of an afterthought. The sideboard was fine. I missed Rest in Peace a little bit. Some of the matchups we lost, it wouldn't have mattered. Against Burn, it wouldn't have mattered, but I did miss Rest in Peace a little. Fourth Sanctifier and 2 Forges was actually pretty nice. But again, like, the fourth Sanctifier is kind of necessary because we're adding 20 cards, so we're adding, an extra quarter of our deck, so adding an extra quarter of our Sanctifiers, like, it's the same ratio of Sanctifiers we would have in 60 card with 3 Sanctifiers, and, I mean, there was that one matchup where having multiples, like against the General Ferris Rockerick deck, where having multiple Sanctifiers was actually pretty nice and won us a game, but I don't think it's like entirely necessary. Yet again, like I'm finding that because we got so much to do with our lands, like I don't need Canopy lands, so the fourth one's kind of whatever. Again, it's just because we're 80 card, like it means when we do need to draw, it's there, but like we never really needed to draw with them. I'm trying to think, there might have been once or twice where we did pop on to draw, like that last game, they would have been fine, so Field of Ruin didn't come up a lot. Like Mishra's Factory actually came up more. Like again, like there are more and more times where like I love having multiple Mishra's Factories to the point where like in 60 card I would be tempted to just again be on 4 Ghost Quarter 4 Mishra's Factory, but I think for things like the Tron matchup it is kind of necessary to have some number of like beyond your first 4, like having some number more land destruction lands. This thing was irrelevant, but like it's I think like we're not going to lose to Blood Moon. We've got a million planes anyway, so upgrading one is fine. It also gets like protect Yorion, which is fine in the burn matchups and whatever. It really only protects Yorion and Thalia, so it's whatever. The third Cave of Frost Dragon, again, like we went up 20 cards, so upping that ratio is kind of fine. I found I got punished for tapped Cave of Frost Dragons in this league more than the leagues where I've run 6 card with 2, so I don't know if that's like just anecdotal from this one league, but that was definitely something that I noticed. Charming Prince sucked. I don't know. He scryed sometimes, which was like, yeah, you can dig me towards what I need, but like the reason he needs to dig me towards what I need is because I drew him instead of what I need. So the flickering of the creatures didn't come up. None of our matchups really, grinding enough for it to be relevant. Also, like we don't really have a lot of ETBs in this list, so it's whatever. Gain through life was very relevant against Burn. If I cared about that, though, I'd just run like a couple of Aurora champions on the board, which I might actually do in my next league. Just run a couple of Aurora champions again and just to like hedge that Burn matchup because I think if we had two Warrior champions in our board, even in the 80 card list, we would have won both of those burn matchups rather than having to struggle through and only go 1-1. So yeah, I mean, yeah, and of course, Yorion himself, the Sky Noodle, was fine. He was obviously very good when we bought him and played him. Like, but he needs to be because he's an 8 mana player. He has to pull his weight. There were times where he like helped clog up the board, but like our deck can clog up the board fine anyway. Like it's just because the way I think about it is we have less consistency because we're running Yorion. We lose consistency in like in our Aether Vial, in our Giver of Runes, in our Stoneforge, in our Arbiter, like all our Flickwisp, we lose consistency in all like the cards that make death and taxes. We lose consistency in all of that stuff. But but it's like percentages, we lose percentages. Whereas we gain like 1,000,000% consistency in having access to this card. So I think the issue is compared to the other Yorion decks, like the 4-color blink decks and whatever else, like those decks abuse Yorion and love Yorion. Like here he's just like, oh, we've drawn 1,000,000 lands, we'll just buy a 4/5 flyer that like, maybe gains us 3 life or something. Or like, give them a token and take something else with the Skyclave. Like it's fine. Or like cheer up another equipment. It's fine. It's fine. But that's the problem is it's fine. And it's an 8-mana play that forces us to find Vial less often in our open hands, to not find Arbiter and Ghost Quarter or Path, to not like be able to give her into Stoneforge, to not have our Flicker Wisps, The consistency we lose, I think, is relevant. Like, obviously, we get to replace some of that. Like, I get to run the Forest Spell along the fourth alley, so I get more consistency in like punishing spell-based decks. We get the full 12 of our removal spells. It's fine, we get a fourth equipment, but like we don't need consistency in that for one thing. And like, I'm fine like running 60 card and just like trimming a path, like two of these three, having 4 of one of these and 3 of the other two. Like I'm fine with that. Um, the one thing is like getting to run Esper Sentinel. Like that is the one really nice thing about. There's the really nice thing about running 80 card is that I do get to run the Esper Sentinels where I normally wouldn't because I'm an Arbitalist. And in my recent 60 card videos, I've been trying to like, I tried cutting Skyclaves, I've tried like doing stupid things to make room for the Sentinels, and it hasn't worked yet. But I don't think this is the answer. Like, at least not for me. This isn't where I'm comfortable in taxes. And also Aramiri's call never came up, which is interesting because I've tested this list in paper a couple of times, and the first game I played, I was actually able to cast Amiria's Call. The very first game I was playing with this in my deck, but like often it was just a tap land. Like it was, I think it was always just a tap land. That's the only time I've used it. I played it as a tap land, and like it was fine because there were turns where like I had 3 mana and I wanted to play a Giver Rune, so I played an Amiria's Call tap. Totally fine. But like I don't know, it's just because we're on like a slightly higher land ratio in this deck than 60 card. Like, interestingly, the 23 lands in 60 card versus the 32 and 80 card, this is the higher ratio. I don't know if that, like, is meant to play into it or whatever, but like, we never had an Amira's Call to pitch to a Solitude. It just never happened. But, it's sample size, nonsense, whatever. So, this list was fine. Like, I think what I've always thought about the Yorion lists as opposed to the 60 card lists is you are going to have better chances in the grinding matchups because once the grinding starts, you get to start doing Yorion things, but you're worse at punishing the unfair decks that we normally punish, with our Thalias and our Arbiters and stuff. Like, we normally punish the decks that are trying to do degenerate things that we get to, like, yeah, we have punishing effects for those. So we get less against them, but more against the mid-range decks. But we also lose to any deck that's a mid-range deck that is also running Yorion, I think. I really think the Yorion mirrors, we are the worst Yorion decks. We are going to lose every Yorion mirror for the most part. I think 60 card, like, we're not necessarily, like, going to win those matches at 60 card either, but I think we run less chance when we're, like, trying to lean on Yorion. We're, like, by the point where we can buy Yorion and cast him, and we're leaning on that, our opponent can also do that, and the Yorion actually has text, kind of. So, yeah, I mean, this is the list that some people prefer, and I can see why. Like, it definitely has its merits, but I don't think it's for me. I might give it a go in another league, but I think the next league will probably be back to 60 card, potentially running some Neon Dynasty cards. So we will see if I record before or after Neon Dynasty comes out, I suppose. So as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoy my insight into Death and Taxes, I will link my mono white 60 card Death and Taxes primer in the description down below. But yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye-zy.